everyone. Just wanted to give you an update for this year's PARCC assessment, a reminder of what to expect on the PARCC and when you're taking PARCC, all of those things. So here is the assessment schedule for BHS. We're testing from April 3rd through April 6th, and we're doing ELA Units 1, 2, and 3 on Monday and Tuesday, April 3rd and April 4th. Math will be on Wednesday and Thursday, so that you're aware of what you're going to be taking. Everyone, grades 9, 10, and 11 will be taking ELA Units 1, 2, and 3. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today, is ELA Units 1, 2, and 3. So the first thing to know is that you can, we serve breakfast. So at 7 a.m. every morning, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, April 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, there will be breakfast available to you in the side cafeteria starting at 7 a.m. That's so that you can get your energy up and you can be ready to go by 8 o'clock. So you should be in your testing rooms by 8 a.m. on these 4 days, and breakfast opens at 7. We definitely want you to be there on time and ready to go so that we can get the test started right away and we don't lose too much time from the day. Obviously on Tuesday we have a lot of time for testing, so we need to get started right away. So that's important. In order to practice for PARCC on your own, if you like, and some of your teachers might take you to these sites as well, you can go to this site and you can get some English Language Arts practice tests. If you were in BHS last year, even if you were in Red Brown, you probably saw this site. You might have gone to it in your English or Language Arts class, and it's the same site, same practice, but you might have forgotten and you might want to go back again. So here is the web address, parcc.pearson.com/practice tests, but you can also just Google PARCC practice tests and get here, and your teachers can show you this as well. So when you get here, you go to English Language Arts Literacy, and you go to the grade level. I'm going to use grade 11 because we're in the high school, but you choose the grade level for you. So when you go to grade 11, you'll see Unit 1, 2, and 3. Unit 1 is the literary analysis test. I'm going to show you that. You might remember this from last year. Unit 1, no matter what grade level, is the literary analysis test. On this test, you're going to see 2 passages, and you're going to answer questions about the first passage, then you're going to be given the second passage, answer questions about that passage, and then you're going to write an essay using both passages. So here is an example of the first passage. Remember, on PARCC, there are Part A and Part B questions. So on Part A, you're answering the question. So in this case, this is asking about a phrase, inherent aloneness, and what it suggests about the character. Part B asks you how you know that. What's the evidence from the text that shows you the answer to Part A? This is very important. On PARCC, you have to get Part A correct in order to get any credit for this question at all. If Part A is wrong, you will not get credit for this question, even if Part B is correct. So you really do want to focus on Part A and really understand how you got that answer so that you can answer Part B correctly. Okay, so that's very important. So I'm going to go through this pretty quickly just so that I can show you all 3 units. I'm sorry, I just skipped this. Some of the questions you might see on PARCC also are these kinds of drag and drop questions. You might remember those. This is just really a refresher, the types of questions you might see and what to expect on PARCC, just because it's been a year since you took it last time. Okay, so you'll have drag and drop, you'll have just regular multiple choice. You might have some questions that ask you for more than one answer. You can use the tools from PARCC. You might remember those. If you forgot them, no problem. Here, I'll show them to you. One of them is the highlighter tool, so you can highlight some text and then choose your color. And then you can just take it off if you don't like it anymore. So you just highlight again and remove it. Okay, so you can do that within the text here. You can do that within the text and the questions, whatever works. When you see these little gray underline sort of symbol, I guess, here, and you hover over it, you'll see a little question mark. If you click on that word, it's going to give you the definition of the word. So they're not going to ask you a question about that word because they're giving you the definition, but that might help you when you're reading the text. Do make sure you read the entire text so that you can answer the questions and you can write your essay. Okay, this is the second passage for this example, Unit 1. And you're going to go through the questions and you're going to select your answers. And now these questions are going to be about both texts. So they give you the 2 texts, and remember you have to toggle between the 2 texts right up here, back and forth, and in order to answer these questions. And you really get enough time on PARCC to go back and reread, so please take that time and use it wisely. Here is the essay, the literary analysis essay. In this essay, they're going to ask you pretty much the same type of question on each unit for literary analysis, regardless of the grade level. So you're going to write an essay, in this case, in this practice, in which you identify a theme that is similar in both passages and analyze how each author uses the characters. There will be something similar asked on the literary analysis unit, Unit 1 for PARCC, no matter the grade level. Here is very important. You're going to type your essay here in this box. In between paragraphs, you can hit enter twice so that it's clear that you're writing another paragraph. But within this box, even though it looks pretty small, you have about 4 virtual pages to write on. So take your time and really write that complete essay. Don't worry about not being able to see where the rest of the text is. If I keep typing here, this is just an example, I'm not typing anything important. You can see the scroll bar comes, but the box does not expand. It's very important that you just keep typing until you're done. You have plenty of virtual space in this box, and you want to write a complete essay. So that's really, really important. There is a spell check button this year, and I don't know that it was there last year. I don't remember seeing it, so you can use that this year. Not that it found my spelling errors there, but you spell check it, and then you go over the word, and you can find the correction there. There's also, you can do a numbered list, you can do bullets. I don't really recommend that in an essay, but the tool is there. Underline, italic, bold. Again, not really recommended, but if you need it, it's there. Some of the other tools here, you have a notepad tool. Last year, I think we found that this notepad tool only worked on the question that you were working in, so it might not be useful to you, but it's there if you want it. You have the answer eliminator, so let me just go back to a question that has answer choices. The answer eliminator will allow you to cross out an answer if you don't like it, or if you just need to cross it out so that you don't choose it incorrectly, and then you can take it off. Okay, so those are some options there. Other tools, there's a magnifier tool, if that's useful to you. There's a line reader mask, if that's useful to you. And you can read one line at a time, I guess, if that's something that you like to use. If you don't like it, you do not have to use it. Answer masking, so you can just cover them all at once and then uncover them as you're working, if that's useful to you. If none of this is useful to you, don't use it. Okay, so that is Unit 1, Literary Analysis. Here is a review button on any unit, no matter which unit it is. Even on math, you will have this review button, and you can go back to any question. So it's just sort of a way to jump back to a question to check out your answers and review your answers before you submit your test. Remember, whenever you put your name on a test, it should be your best work. Regardless of how you feel about the test or how confident you feel, it should be your best work on that day. So we're really looking forward to some great scores just because we know you all can do such a good job. This bookmark tool here will allow you to bookmark a question, and then when you go into the review, you'll see that the bookmark is there. So if you were thinking about a question and you weren't really sure about your answer, so you bookmark it, then you don't remember which question you bookmarked, go to the review, and you can go back there. Okay, so those are some tools there. For the next unit is the research-based simulation unit. Let me just make sure I have the right one here. And this is the one that's sort of similar to the DBQs that you guys have done. This is actually Unit 3. I'm in the wrong one, so I'm going to get to the right one here. And so this is the one that's similar to DBQs, regardless of the grade level you're on, but this is the grade 11. And you may get some historical documents, and these documents may be familiar to you, and that's great. This test is not really a trick. It's just measuring your skills. So the same idea, Part A and Part B questions, and you want to answer them to the best of your ability. And on this one, you're going to see, when you see little square boxes next to the answer choices, that means there's more than one answer in the question. So read the question carefully, select 2 correct answers. So you want to make sure you find 2 there and not just the one question. On this one, you're going to get 3 texts, and one of them may be an audio or a video clip. And that's why you will have your headphones, and you'll be able to use them. Again, remember to toggle, and here's the video here for this one. And when you're using the video, you can stop the video. And if you're using it in your essay, you can say exactly at what time. The way you would cite it would be to use the time. So if I stop it right here, I would look at I would cite it with the seconds mark. I would say at 4 seconds into the video, blah, 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 whatever I was going to say in my essay, okay? So those are the types of questions you'll see. And when you get to the essay on this one, again, the box is not going to expand, but you have 4 pages of virtual text, of virtual space here, and you're going to be asked, and you just want to read and make sure that you read the whole prompt and you know how many sources you need to use. So in this case, they want you to use all 3 sources. They may tell you to just use 2. It will depend on the prompt that you get on Park Day, and you will just need to read really carefully to make sure that you're doing that correctly, okay? You want to cite your sources, you want to really think about it, and again, you have enough time, so use the time you have to write the best essay for you, okay? Then if we go into Unit 3, this is the narrative unit, and in this one, you're going to get one story, so this will be a story, or an excerpt from a story, but a story, and you'll get Part A, Part B questions about the story all throughout, and you might get some drag and drop, and you might get some, choose more than one answer, and then you'll get this box again, but on Unit 3, and only on Unit 3, you will not be writing an essay. You will be writing something else that's narrative. So in this case, they want you to write an imagined journal entry. Sometimes they might say write an alternate ending to the story. Whatever they're asking you to do, but this is a story and not an essay. So you want to be clear on that. So in Unit 3, and only Unit 3, you'll be writing a story, not an essay. Units 1 and 2, you will be writing an essay. So that's really important, okay? So those are the tips to remember about PARCC. We know that you can do great on PARCC because you're really, your skills are really developed, and you've been, doing everything you can in class to learn the skills you need to read and write really well. So that's what the test is, just about reading and writing really well. If you have any questions, please make sure you ask your teacher, and he or she will be happy to help you. One more thing is your teachers are probably already using this in class, but you can also go to this website and search for released items. If you just Google PARCC released items, you'll get here, and then you can go down and you can see items that were used on either last year's PARCC or the year before, and you can practice on those. So if you're interested in practicing some PARCC assessments online, you can use the first site I showed you and just Google PARCC practice tests and you'll get there. Or if you're interested in looking at some that are something you can print out or read on the computer but not actually interact with, you can go to PARCC released items and you can get this information here. You can also see sample student responses from last year or the year before, and you can see the rubrics that the scorers use to score your essays. Okay, so if you have any questions, again, please ask your teacher. You can ask me. I'm Mrs. Schneider. Have a great day and good luck on PARCC. We all know you're going to do a great job.